Hey guys, what's going on? Back again with another video. As you guys know, a few days ago, Call of Duty released Modern Warfare 2, and it looks like they might have added somewhat of a zombies Easter egg, maybe a zombies tease, in the recent game in the Battle Pass. To be honest with you, but before I go over that, I did want to kind of mention something really quickly, um, which is the fact that Modern Warfare 2 is based in Mexico. I'm a little bit surprised that we don't get a Cortifex maybe backstory. That would be kind of cool if they did something like that because this is the Mexican Aztec, pretty much Lord of the Underworld that he is based off of, and the whole multiplayer and even campaign storyline is based on or based at or in Mexico. It'd be kind of cool if they did maybe like a season 3 or even a season 4, maybe what they did with Black Ops 4, where they had like a zombies themed season. I think it was called Operation Apocalypse, if I'm not mistaken, in Black Ops 4. So that'd be kind of cool if they saved something like that. Maybe give a Quarterfex backstory would be really cool. Maybe explaining how he maybe lived or turned into Quarterfex, or who he was before he became Quarterfex. That's the real person if you want to kind of research it yourself. I'm not going to go over that because that's not what this is necessarily about. But I did want to kind of point out that it's kind of ironic that we're in Mexico, and right now we don't know if we're getting a zombies. But if we do, I'm hoping it has maybe something with Quarterfex. But the other Easter egg, or the real Easter egg I'm going to show you, is actually has nothing to do with Mexico. But I did want to just point it out. So, again, most of us are thinking there is going to be some type of zombies in Modern Warfare 2, either in the year 1, maybe one of the later seasons, like I mentioned, or maybe in year 2. People are hinting or rumors are going around. I myself, I don't know yet if it's entirely clickbait or people are saying that there's rumors from Infinity Ward that there's some zombies that are coming down the road, or people are hoping for it, just to kind of spice things up. Because to be honest with you, a lot of people that play zombies are not really into Warzone, and they're not really into maybe Spec Ops or even DMZ. They're definitely not into multiplayer. So there's a big group of the Call of Duty community that needs something to do or something to play. As you guys know, most of them end up going back to Black Ops 3, maybe even Cold War. A lot of them don't really play the new games, especially if it doesn't have zombies. Again, moving forward. So as you guys know, really quickly too, I don't know if this has something to do with it altogether because I solve a lot of the zombies Easter eggs, but they did put uh, an Easter egg for me in there with my logo, but changing the letters instead of FTJ, they changed it to ETO, and it looks exactly like how my logo looks like, which I thought was a cool Easter egg. I thanked them on Twitter. So it's actually all in the same final section or sector of the battle pass. This Easter egg is there along with the zombies Easter egg, and the zombies Easter egg, as you guys see, is an A20. The final gun that you unlock is called Tokolashi, which is this one here, and that is actually sounds like a character that is. I'm gonna get to it in a few seconds. Sounds like a character from like South Africa mythical lore that has same characteristics almost as the Shadow Man. Maybe they're gonna give us like another version of the Shadow Man. Again, I'm not gonna go over too many theories as far as if it's gonna be in Modern Warfare 2, year 1, year 2, maybe even down the road. I just like pointing out the Easter eggs. I don't go too much into theories. Like some people are really good, and I tip my hat to them that they're gonna hopefully come up with a whole bunch of theories that, oh, this means that this is gonna happen, in season 4, and it's gonna connect to this, and it's gonna have all this backstory. So there's people that for years have been really great at coming up with theories, maybe explaining stuff. I myself, like I mentioned back from the Jason Blundell days, solving his impossible Easter eggs, I just solved the Easter eggs. I don't know what necessarily it would amount to. And the thing with Treyarch and video game devs, they leave a lot of breadcrumbs, and it's up to people to notice those breadcrumbs and start piecing stuff together. And like I said, I tip my hat to those people that are great at figuring this stuff out. I kind of stay away from that territory because, like I mentioned before, it makes it look like I'm desperately trying to come up with some type of zombies connection and zombies stuff. But again, the first thing I wanted to point out was they put my logo in there, which I think is great. Again, I'm super flattered. It's been quite a nice ride since about 2016 when I started getting more into zombies and stuff like that. So that was the first Easter egg. But and within the same 820 section, there's this gun, like I said, and what it is, it's this, like I mentioned, like a Zulu South Africa um, creature, or I mean, there's movies that are based on it. So with anything that's mythical or has a lore or backstory, it gets kind of changed from person to person. One person might read it and come up with his interpretation. Another person might come up with their interpretation. Um, and it's a primate creature. I mean, like I said too, I'm not gonna try and pick out every single detail because it's going to look like I'm trying to desperately connect stuff. I'm just going to read the stuff that really matters to us, which if you look at the legend part of it, which explains like the lore or the legend, um, it says it resembles a zombie, a poltergeist, a gremlin created by South African shamans, which is hopefully, again, Chaos Story is something that we're all begging for them to. Like I said, I'm trying not to come up with theories, but I will. I can't help be a fan and not come up with some type of theory or plea, I guess, that for them to hopefully, um, give us some type of zombies or connect the old story to the new story is really awesome. That's stuff that we're always begging for. But when you mention shamans, that automatically you think about the chaos story. Nine. You think about um, Voyage of Despair. You think about all this kind of chaos story type stuff, and Scarlet Rhodes and the crew, the Chaos crew. But again, it's South African. I know our other one was maybe more like Greek, or I forget the word, but it's not Greek. It's another type of lore, but this one it's saying specifically is South African. I know our Shadow Man was more American lore. I think that the Shadow Man was something created by the Twilight Zone, which I think was actually maybe even created linked back to Mexico. I think the idea of the Shadow Man came from Mexico also. But this one it's saying specifically is from South African, but they could change it. It's not like we had it's not like our Shadow Man was like Mexican or whatever the original backstory is. But this one it's saying specifically it's from South Africa and it resembles a zombie, a poltergeist. There are a couple movies that make him out to be more like the Shadow Man. Um, so if you Google this and maybe do a movie, you'll probably, or even on YouTube, you're gonna find some stories or some movies about this legend or character. And it's the same thing. It has to do with children and dreaming. Same with the Shadow Man, and rituals and stuff like that. It's saying, um, and I think they killed him with a hot poker to the forehead or something. Um, and it takes many forms. It's saying a bear-like humanoid, um, harassing, generally harassing the people living there. Um, and some stuff I'm not going to read because YouTube doesn't want me to say that stuff. Um, but that's kind of the backstory from Africa. Again, this is another website that I found. It says, today we visit South Africa for the story about Tokolashi, a small and terrifying creature. So yeah, like I said, some stories that I've read on the internet has them being more like a creature. One of them's actually like a human. One is actually the one in the movie I saw. I think is more like the Shadow Man, where I think the kids are sleeping and stuff like that. And it's from a creature from Zulu mythology that inhabits South Africa. Um, and I think people used to lift their beds off the ground so they don't get attacked by him, and I guess he lives under your bed type thing. Stories that they tell kids all the time why you shouldn't hang your feet off the bed type story. Uh, they crawl into sleeping people's rooms, cause all kinds of havoc, choking in them. Um, They have long fingers. They scar the children, snatching their bodies, and stuff like that. And they have like magical abilities like witches. They wreak havoc and pain in the community. So again, I'm not going to go everything word for word, but I just kind of want to show you how it looks like they put some type of zombies Easter egg in the new battle pass. That one there, and they actually put like I said, they put my logo in there. I don't know if they're trying to hint that like, hey, this is all tying together for like a zombies that's coming, because um, we're all wishing for zombies and stuff like that. So I'm gonna leave it at that, and then if I find anything else, I'll see you guys later.